to all. A very important session today. Hope you're all doing well. Winter is catching up. Having said that, there is more that is happening in the AI world as we talk about. A very important part here is how to accommodate the AI as well as acclimatize ourselves with the AI coming in, especially on the quality front. This session, would like to take you through is what we are preparing as a Silotech. Myself, Karthik Chintalpati. I take care of the enterprise solutions at Silotech. We do a lot of engineering, a lot of optimization, a lot of automation around, and primarily we are taking baby steps into the AI world. It's not jump in and say that I know everything inside out. This particular session, I'll try to take you through a couple of use cases that we have built in our platform or as a part of our offerings to the customers that we have. Uh, so, to introduce, we have built with us a test automation platform named TestEnsure, which is generation AI, which is enabled with AI on the Gen AI part of it. Where a couple of use cases that I have, which are very, very exciting for our customers as they they see a lot of value from them. Let me share my screen. Do drop in with your queries and questions as we talk about this. Uh, right. So a very important part here that I want to bring it here is especially on the Gen AI-driven test automation, where the AI actually gets into your processes and helps you accelerate the test scenarios and the test case generations across. So first use case that I want to pick up is a test case generation. Can ERP, now we know ERP is a closed box which is tightly integrated, especially from the departments and the structures and the process flows that are mapped into it. And it becomes very essential that you actually pick the right information as a feed so that you get the most out of it. So one of the use case that I picked that we have built, I'll showcase this as well, is when you have functional requirement documents, you are required to build in multiple different variety of test cases and identify the scenarios around it. And how GenAI accelerates it is like from the functional specs, it studies them, the user stories or the process flows, and creates the test cases as well as the test data around it, which is a very critical task because in this era of where we are moving, we are already there on the cloud. We need to ensure that we have all possible test cases prepared, and it tremendously accelerates the effort that we invest on building these with respect to each of the solutions that are being promoted or being developed across. And of course, the coverage part of it also say a coverage could be that user responsibility. Are we ensuring that all the possible test cases are there, both positive and negative test cases that are covered? And this is one of the strong accelerator I just wanted to mention over here is I'll share one of my screen. Let me share my entire screen. This is what is happening right now. Uh, Give me a second. I'm sharing my screen. So here, in part of the test ensure, we have given an input text, something like this, which is very, very transactional, very, very process driven, where I talk about a process called submission of a purchase order and approval of it. Very straightforward. This is what our functional documents look like, where we mention, where we expect a use case to be identified as, say, you create a purchase order, you enter the following data, you save the order, then you enter the line items, save the PO, and then get into the approvers. The approval workflow kicks in, and post that notifications are sent. And this is where we create the GenAI part comes in. It picks this information from your user stories or from your functional documents and translate it into a script which is automation ready. And this saves a lot of information. And here in this case, I'm showing you a one-on-one part of it, but this can be a very strong use case where it translates it into a structure that is needed for us. On the right side, you can see this saves a lot of time, a lot of possibilities can be generated from there, and you can always download it. If I show you, let me share my screen again because I wanted to show you how exactly it works. So here you can see the screen wherein the test case was generated. It is quite comfortable to even understand from a business owner perspective that how exactly the GenAI test case translated a step and the expected outcome. And this is which actually creates a lot of positive uh, interaction of AI when it's helping us accelerate on the automation front. And this part of it creates you can create n number of variety of use cases because it's not just limited to one possible outcome. There could be multiple ones, as well as there is additional feature that we are trying to imbibe in it is related to negative test case handling as well. Say, what if I give a supplier who doesn't qualify to when I'm creating a purchase order? Now, this value will always give you this. This is something little localized. So when we create AI transformation, one part of it is attending it on a generalized manner. Second is little on the localized manner, which is the version of it which we are investing upon to build it. Uh, so this is one part of it where we talk about the AI. Let me go back to my presentation. So, as we mentioned, the test case generation is tremendous, and it accelerates. It helps you create a lot of use cases. If whether it's as a part of the migration that you're undergoing from one version to the another version upgrade, or it could be a release testing that you're doing, where or versus there is a development that is happening where you have a CI/CD pipeline where the generation of the test case has to be instantaneous and faster. Second use case I just want to mention is which we have invested a lot in building in is the self-healing uh, part of it, where a lot of test scripts break frequently because of UI or maybe the underlying data model changes. Self-healing actually helps you. Uh, s- uh, it supervises the existing scripts for their readiness and it heals them for the changes that are happening on the screen. Whether it could be due to a movement of a field from one location to another, or it could be a smaller functionality changes, which many times we overlook. but this has a bigger impact if not tested or not identified to the business users who actually are day in and day out working on it. A small change could create a bigger impact for them. This self-healing part is something, a localized version that I'm talking about. Where the Gen AI comes in on the general side as well as on the local side, as I mentioned. The self-healing helps us generate stable automation flows, and it, of course, it reduces the manual effort from weeks to hours, and of course, increases the consistency. A third important part is optimization, wherein as a part of TestEnsure, we analyze the historical test results to understand how exactly, especially on the coverage standpoint, that if if there is something which we overlooked, which has happened in the past, and which should be taken with priority in your future releases that you build from the testing standpoint, and it further prescribes you a better combination of modules to be executed for each release. Be it, say, for example, in part of the ERP, when you are testing a receipt process, and because there is a change that has happened in the inbound flow of material while you're doing a receipt, and system observes that historically there has been a lot of challenges when you are processing the purchase orders. So receipt process, when you identify as a release for testing, the system, the AI part of it analyzes the data and comes up with a prescription saying that you should include the purchase order scenario also into it. Now, this creates a and prioritized. So it actually accelerates the quality when AI, Gen AI driven test automation is uh, accomplished. Last and the most important part, which we give a lot of consideration to, is test data generation. Now, as a part of TestEnsure, we ensure that the data that needs to be input to the test scenarios is having the highest quality, and simultaneously you are generating the data as well as you are identifying the data as well, because in ERP world not every data can be generated because the testing needs an existing data from the ERP, because there are a lot of validations that are happening to execute a happy flow versus a negative flow, and of course the data privacy also has to be attended. So a lot of compliance comes in. So as a part of TestEnsure, if I just need to break the solution, we use a lot of APIs to identify the authentic and realistic data, which actually could be, say, for example, again, go back to the purchase order scenario. If I'm testing a purchase order scenario, if can the system identify valid vendors, or the the vendors who are active, who are eligible to be for whom a purchase order can be raised, versus, say, a sales order can be raised to a customer who is authentic, who doesn't have a credit hold, versus general entries in the finance when you're doing it. Can this be executed or not? So the data generation part of it, what we do is we have a concept called modular dependencies, where the modules can be interconnected, and this AI works seamlessly inside out to identify the right information from the source, and it actually pulls the information. This saves a lot of time for the business owners as well as the IT representatives, and gives a lot of confidence into the automations and the pipelines that are created over there, because system has the ability to manifest and bring in the capabilities that are needed from the data standpoint to execute a flow. And very importantly, the automation or the scenario execution becomes more realistic when it comes to this, and the outcome, which is in the form of a success or maybe a failure, is little more faster and more mature to analyze when it comes to this test data generation. There are multiple flows that we have built, and this is one of the most exciting scenario because it goes into the data and uh, and reduces a lot of complexities from the ERP standpoint as well. So there it is from my side. I just wanted to have these few of these flows. There are more that I can add into it, but to begin with, these four are very critical from the AI adoption point of view into the test automation. Let me know if you have any questions. We are here to address that, and we will be happy to give you a demo of what we talk about. Thank you. Have a nice day.